What's going on, everybody? Week 9, Sunday morning. Plus EV bets to find using Pick the Odds. As always, what's going on? What's going on? I have not bet. I've bet a bunch of game lines already this week. I have not bet very many props whatsoever. I actually just bet one pre-stream because it popped up, but I have not been checking the boards. So everything that we find today is going to be found together right now using Pick the Odds. So let's do it. Let me do what I always do and get a promo, tweet it out, and we'll dive right into the board. So I'll go through the bets that I already have taken for my game line. We'll see if they're still good. If maybe I want to honestly hedge out, if you should still take those numbers, or if we just ride. I have a bunch of stuff we did on Wednesday's stream, and we'll get to everything right now. And the bet that I took just before stream started, I am going to see if it's still available. I took it literally 5 minutes ago. So give me 1 second, get the promo out. And let's do it. Had a great Thursday night, boys. We netted over 3 units. Three of our straight bets hit. No bangers on like long odds parlays, but what are you going to do? But our straight bets hit. We hit on the what did we take? We had Tanner Conner under receiving yards. That was sweat free. We had Achane rush attempts 14 plus, 12 in the first half, ends 14, but still hits the plus 135. Then the Ollie Gordon. We had the injury there, but still he went under. It's all part of the game. So that was like a 3+ unit stuff. And Greg, we know we had a day likely first tutty. Obviously, we know Andrews got that and scored 2, but likely had that first red zone target. So we no qualms there. Winning day, winning week, winning Thursday night football. So that's all we can ask for. But who cares about winning Thursday night football? Because it's Sunday. So the bet that I just took pre-stream popped up on my EV screen. It was actually in this Commanders Seattle game. It was a touchdown. It was Elijah Arroyo, excuse me. 5-1 here at MGM. It's still there. Best price is actually the 650 at Betway if you're in Canada. But look at the rest of the market here. FanDuel 330, ProfitX 405, Novik doesn't even have a price on the over. 450, it's just the best price well in market. So I bet this. It was on my EV screen and it'll still be there. Now, but that's the first play I locked in is Elijah Arroyo. Anytime tutty for tonight. I honestly do love that. We know Seattle is a funnel to JSN. Obviously, the backfield, they have a lot of good versatility with Charbonnet and Walker. But Arroyo, I know he has not scored yet this year, but he is getting targets. I like Arroyo. 5-1. Good price. But speaking of this game, I don't want to start with this game, but I did bet the under pre the JD5 being ruled in. Now, I thought that the market already kind of knew he was playing, but it did move up to 48.5. I have under 48, which obviously isn't ideal. I still do think this is an under game. Though, of course, 48.5, you should be betting if you want the under. This 110 at MGM is perfect. If you guys have MGM, ProfitX, not a ton of liquidity there at 110. Could be better. Hard Rock as well. I did bet the under. We'll dive into this one a bit later as it's Sunday night, and I am a Commander fan, as you guys know, so I will be definitely – we have a boost to use. I have, strong opinions on it. We'll get there toward the end here. I want to see the stuff that we have to lock in pre-game. But let's take a look at the entirety of the board, and I have bet a bunch of game lines already. One of the higher volume game lines weeks I have, and, of course, if more EV stuff pops up, I will bet it, but – first one I did play here, and I'm already looking like I got some bad value. I got plus 114, so not terrible. It's the market average, though, 115 at Circa, Penny, and Bookmaker. I took the Broncos. I know the stats. I know the Bo Nix stats. I know, and I'll read them actually right out loud to you. And shout out to TA for these numbers. I'll share my screen and show the tweet from TA. I was talking to him earlier this week, so I saw this pre his tweet. So I know the numbers, but if you guys aren't, a fan of TA, he does amazing work. He talked about how bad Bo Nix is against good defenses, and it's a fact here. As you see here, I know Stroud struggles versus a good DL like them, but playing at home and no Surtain should mitigate that. Once I just saw poor Nix has played versus top 10 EPA pass defenses in a short career and no Mims this week. I backed Houston, so TA is on Houston. 0-5 straight up. And against the spread, minus 6.9 against the spread margin, and a 38% aggregate success rate. And of course, this is by far the best D Knicks has had to play because, of course, this Houston defense is elite. We've spoken about this many times. There's no disagreements there, and that's all true. And actually, I'll go back and you can see this chart here in a little bit more detail. Against Pittsburgh, poor game. Against the Chargers, actually decent, honestly. Against the Chargers, again, decent. So a lot of continuity there. 3 times versus LAC, of course, division opponent, a great Baltimore team, as well as a good Pittsburgh team last year. So I understand that. With that being said, I do still think that this is going to be like a coaching mismatch. I think Sean Payton, of course, is a better coach than DeMeco Ryans. I don't think saying that is even debatable, realistically. I think that this could be the game where he I don't want to say like, turns it around and like Bo Nix absolutely like balls out into something crazy today, but I do think that I'm not necessarily I would think that this could be potentially be a spot where it kind of comes together. Now, I don't think it's going to come together and the Broncos are going to win by like 30 or anything crazy like that. But I am in on Denver, and I was looking at the total. I saw some love in the market for the over, actually. I saw that the 40.5 at DK had some value. Let's see if it shows up here. I could also pull it up on my game line EV filter. But yeah, DK, this 40.5 minus 102 with the market 116. This does look like a good bet. There is some expected value here, but obviously in the situation with how good this Texans defense is and how bad Bo Nix is, I don't necessarily love it, and I don't think I'm going to play it, though there is expected value, so I probably should just play it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong, and I definitely have been wrong before. Can be wrong again. Like, I still backed Bo Nix and Co. Again, I got plus 114, so like slightly better than the market average, though I'm still worse than the 3 books I care the most about. There is a 118 here available at MGM for people who aren't on Profit X with the 120. But I get it. Like, I talk crap about Bo Nix all the time. He stinks. I have been, I don't know. This to me again, I bet this because of my perceived coaching edge here for 2 teams on the money line. I know how bad again this defense is, but no Surtain, of course. I think I bet it pre the Surtain news, so I also did just do a little bit of bad market timing there. But I'm on Houston. I mean, I'm on Denver, and we'll see how that goes. So let's keep going through. We're gonna go through all props. We're gonna go through and maximize all the boosts we have. Though we don't have a ton this week. We're gonna find first touchdowns. We're gonna do everything, boys. So don't you worry. We have 2 hours here. So looking for my laptop. No, we're good. Okay, so I bet the Bengals. Plus 140. Looks like I have some decent line value here. I bet it pre-Flacco news because, again, I was pretty convinced Flacco would play. Very good amounts of liquidity on Novik here on Cincinnati and Chicago. Very good two-way market here. The 140 guy was at ESPN. It's 135 now. 132, 136. I know that the reports of Flacco from practice have been like mixed. Like, they've said that he is healthy, and the way that like Zach Taylor framed it was more so like he's more impressed by like his willingness to play rather than how healthy he is, which to me is like kind of like a crazy statement, but I guess to some degree it makes sense if that really is the case. But I don't know. I'm so low on Chicago, and yes, obviously Cincinnati's not like a great team, and Joe Flacco's not a great team. If this Bears D line gets a bunch of pressure on him, and Flacco takes even one hit, and it's not like the Bears have been generating a ton of pressure, but obviously it's possible that they get there. That could be very detrimental to Flacco's success. He could also take one hit and be out of this game, and we know Cincinnati's backup QB Browning hasn't been so great this year, despite little bits of success in the past. Though he did have like a solid game. But either way, I'm on Cincinnati, and up to you if you guys want to tell. Like at 138 here at Novig, like only 2 cents off what I got, I would still bet this if I were interested here. But we're gonna go through again some of this. We're gonna go through all props, and we're going to maximize some bets here. But I also bet on the Niners. I laid it with them, the 2.5 minus 108. I got it at Novig. Let's check the spread here. Let's see where we're sitting. Let's scroll on down. SF -2.5 still seems to be available. Even money now on Novig. So if you're interested in that, definitely can get that there. 895 bucks liquidity, so definitely still available. 110 at Circa. Hasn't moved. Not really looking like a ton of line value, but I think, and I talked about this on stream, like there's still levels to this game. And yes, the Niners are so banged up. I know MetLife turf. Mac Jones going again. Half their team is still injured. But I still don't believe that the Giants now, because they're also obviously a little bit banged up. No Scattaboo. This defense is very soft by the Niners, so I could see Dart having like still a solid day. But I still think again there's levels to like the NFL and like the Giants, despite their relative bits of success this year. I don't think that they're at the level that the Niners are at, even with all the injuries. Like they're still a winning record team. So I bet the Niners -2.5. Let's keep rocking. Indy Pitt, I think I made a good bet here. I bet the over at 50. Got it at -118 though, so that's standard juice. Let's go to the total here. I saw it did go up. The Steelers are dealing with a ton of injuries and more like illnesses, but either way, people not playing, which is the key point there. And the market has moved a bit. It's sitting at now, I want to say 50 and a half. Yeah, it's sitting at 51 and a half mostly. That's probably the base number. So we got some good line value here. I do think that this is a setup for an over for the myriad of reasons. The injuries to the Steelers, the Colts offense being, of course, best in football, the Steelers offense being more than competent as well. So I'm in on that. And then last but not least for the game lines, I bet Cleveland Buffalo over 51 and a half, which is where it's kind of sitting at still now. Let's see. Yeah, 51 and a half. Some juice. So it's really 52 and a half. So again, this is also a -118 bet. So I still saw some more value at -118 than at like 52 and a half at -110 here. So even money at Novig, and now the average is 124. So it's not like it's like an amazing bet. There is a 117 here at Novig that's actually better if you guys want to tail that. But I don't think there needs to be like too much explanation there on why I'm loving the Bills Chiefs over. But we will dive into all these games more detail. We'll bet some touchdowns, we'll bet some parlays, and we'll bet some everything. Let's check out the EV screen, see what we can lock in now. We're going to be coming back and forth to this throughout stream, as always, to try to find bets that are already calling our name. And then we'll do some manual looking for some EV through every single game, and we'll find best bets to use. So let's see what we got here. We'll do game lines as well as props first. So most are 11-1. Obviously, backup RB. Probably worth a sprinkle, realistically, with the market average of 741, 9.6% DVIG to Kalshi, no vig and profit. Javonte Williams for tomorrow night, under 2.5 receptions. This is definitely great to bet if you're a Hard Rock better. Absolutely. Bam Knight 165 to Kalshi and Novig, but it's the same price at FanDuel. I don't love this. I think that my calcs are off here. This shouldn't be showing up as EV, especially because I do have FanDuel in my DVig there, so I'm surprised that it's the same price. Jonnu Smith under 115. Again, to the market, if you're a Hard Rock better, I mean, obviously you have the potential to get limited very quickly, but if you can, keep that account going, like I would absolutely bet this at Hard Rock. Only tracking stuff that's like really widely available. Tavion Sanders 365. Another one that Bookmaker 126. Another one though that I would be betting if I had a 365. Johnston over at Rivers. I love this honestly because he's obviously been going under big time the last couple of games here, and now he's placing the Titans defense. And of course, there could be a situation where they take the foot off the gas pedal down the stretch with a potential massive leak because that defense for Tennessee is all banged up as well. But no, I actually love this a lot. If I still had a Rivers account, I would definitely be betting that. What's going on? My other laptop also Wi-Fi. Let's connect here. Let's go. Travion under. I saw Stevenson's not playing. I'm going to pull up Underdog as well because I want to make sure I'm checking out all the injury reports here. Make sure I'm seeing who is and isn't playing. See any news we got. And also, we'll check the Sharp versus Square report from Prime Sportsbook. We always check that out. Sharp Sportsbook, and those reports are actually interesting. So Schefter, Flacco will play. We know that Ed Oliver could return for playoffs. Jets won't trade Brees Hall. Interesting. Makes sense to me, honestly. Kamara, Shaheed to play. This is all stuff from yesterday, so I'm assuming we've all seen this. Not getting any really new information here. Um, all right, let's keep scrolling here. A lot of 365. There's the Arroyo 5% EV that we bet. What do you think about first half spread for Tennessee plus 3.5? Let's still take a look here. First thing, I'll check the game line EV tab and see if that's popping up. I know AEC loves the EV, which he should be. So we'll see if that's something that's here, and then we can take a look. I think Tennessee. Let's see if they show up. Chargers. So if Tennessee money line first quarter here over at Caesars showing some value. Plus 215, which is like off market 5.8%. Tennessee first half plus 6.5. Assuming you meant the 3.5, because if you saw EV, I mean, unless you saw like some plus money, because this on not FanDuel, the 6.5, 2.9% EV, minus 110 here for the Tennessee side. It looks like it moved to 115. Did that just happen? Let's check it out. Let's see. No, 110 here. Tennessee first half, 2.9% EV. Both are all right. Yes, sir. We'll find it. So that one's definitely 2.9% EV. Let's see if I'm seeing it here as well. First half plus 6.5. I'm not seeing the 3.5 on my DVIG. So not saying that doesn't mean that there's EV, because of course you could be DVIGing in a different way that's potentially even better. So there's just like a game perspective on a 3.5. Like, I don't think that the Titans have it like that, honestly. We're looking at spread here. First half. Let's see what we can look at from the market perspective. Market, of course, ruling everything. Tennessee plus 3.5. 136 at FanDuel to 111 at Penny. 115, 365. Like not like that. I can't speak. Not like that matters. I mean, from like a market perspective, it is the best price there, the 3.5. So I definitely can't fault you for locking in and taking that. Though I just don't really have any faith in Tennessee to cover a 3.5 point first half spread. With that being said, of course, you're seeing crazier things happen. So I can't hate on taking a good bet with a good number. Just from like a ball perspective, I still find it like a hard to believe a bit, but that doesn't really matter as much. And because I'm not seeing EV from my DVIGs, because there aren't enough books, that's what I'm seeing is probably the issue is I don't have enough weight for it, because I don't see a line from Circa, from Bookmaker, Novig, etc. There is confirmed EV on the 6.5, though, even though it is, minus odds, it's not going to be as fun. So I would opt to just take the 6.5 at FanDuel if you're interested, because I know that there's 2.9% EV. But if you do have a different, again, calc that is showing you higher than 2.9%, then I would just ride the 3.5, if that makes sense. I'm pulling up some FTN stats so we can dive in. But a lot of just talking. Let's go game to game. Let's go find some stuff. 49ers Giants here. Let's see what player props we can lock in. We'll look at some anytime touchdowns, some first touchdowns, excuse me. I think 3.5 is a stretch. I do too, honestly. Like, I could see them covering like their base like market line, and you're getting the best price there, and you're getting confirmed EV. Alting a first half for the Tennessee Titans. Yes, it's a key number of 3, but still, that to me is a bit short. Let's look at some of these props here. Now we know what's Kittle at today? 8-1. I would like a little bit better, but that makes sense. McCaffrey, of course, is going to be chalk city. Let's look at some Giants as well. Jackson Dart first touchdown. 14-1, 365. That's actually looking pretty decent. Not a game that I have a ton of like love, not like love for per se. Obviously, I have the Niners, but like I don't have like strong thoughts on like a prop market. Total 47.5. Okay, so we're definitely expecting points, which makes sense considering Giants are horrible on the ground game. The Niners defense, as we know, has not been good this year. What's Wandale? 14 to 1 here at MGM, 13 to 1 at Circa. Um, okay, what's Tongs? Oop, didn't mean to click Watkins. What's Jacob Tongs? Little tight end action. Of course, we know the injuries to the Niners. 80 to 1 here with Circa at 45 to 1. Is he hurt? I know Kittle's back. I'll pull up Underdog and see some of his not Underdog, excuse me, FTN. What was his receiving stuff like with Kittle back last week? I'm curious about that, which is why this number is so high, because if he's still getting the snaps he was getting, like 80 to 1 is a bit crazy, especially considering the rest of the market there. Only one target, only 8.7% of snaps. Okay, so that's the picture that was waiting to be painted, because Kittle played 87% of snaps. So that's where you got to just double check there. Like, based on the way the season has unfolded, that seems like a crazy number. But with the additional context, Kittle back, he only played 8.7% of snaps. I think it's interesting. Farrell played in 6.5%. Didn't get a target. Tongue still did draw a target, but not that meaningful here. Falcons, Patriots, Bears, Bengals, Colts, Steelers. Let's go to some Colts Steelers stuff, because I think this could be a high scoring game. I have the over. Let's look at some like receiving stuff. Let's see. I saw some love for Alec Pierce unders in the market a couple days ago. Didn't end up betting any of it. 45.5 seems a bit high, honestly. Of course, I know he does, hit that number with the deep ball, but I think it's receptions. Like, he's definitely a reverse correlation kind of player. If you want to bet the over receiving yards, the under receptions, because receptions are 2.5. 115 here, 117 at Penny, so that's the best price in market. So it's kind of taking me off of that a bit. So many games. These games to me are very interesting today. Like, matchups that I guess are fun. Like, there are some pretty close spreads here, of course. Like, I'm looking at my side screen, so I have to go back and forth here. Obviously Denver getting 2.5, so I got a bad number there. Giants 2.5 spread, Indy Pitt 3-point spread. Patriots Falcons a 4.5-point spread. Cincinnati Chicago a 3-point to 2.5-point spread. Jacksonville LV 2.5. So KC Buff 2. Seattle Washington 3. So some close expected games here today. I want to see if the pros versus Joes report from Patrick Everson is out just yet. I love looking at these from Prime Sportsbook. Only one where he tweets that it actually kind of matters, or it actually is out here. So where the sharp and public are, biggest needs, pros versus Joes, and more. Again, obviously doesn't die on like public betting splits, sharp action, etc. This is from Prime Sportsbook, which actually is like a sharp sportsbook. Actually does take sharp action. So I do at least think it's at least interesting. Taking the sharps with the Giants early, Raiders early, Vikings plus 9.5, Cowboys minus 2.5. The house needs Falcons, Panthers, Titans, Chiefs. Saying the Joes. I'm on the Joe side for Broncos Niners, apparently. Saying the Vikings are the pro side, though. With that being said, I find that very hard to believe with the JJ McCarthy stuff. Like, I really do. I think the Lions are definitely live for like an alternate blowout here. And pros and Joes unite on Colts laying the 3, Broncos Texans over. So on his pros versus Joes, apparently I'm on the Joe side on 2 of them. Understandably, honestly. As the market hasn't moved in my favor. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, a bunch of other plays. So not losing sleep over that whatsoever. But let's look at some Viking stuff at least. Though I don't think it's going to be anything green breaking here. Vikings spread. I think we saw 8.5 now. I think this went down. Let's see, Minnesota. Plus 8.5 here, 9.5 though at Circa. So that number still is there. I'm personally not interested in the Vikings. I said I think the Lions could blow them out. We said Broncos Texans over. Is a potential pros side as well, though. We said the Joes United, and I did see that EV on my game line EV screen. So let's pull that up. The EV for game lines. See if it's still there. It was at DK. Let's see. So we have Pittsburgh third quarter. I never bet these third quarters or second halves that show pregame. I don't know if that's like a bad thing and I should just like trust the data. But for me, it's like, for the second half, like I know those numbers could be moving like so big time based on what happens in the game here. So obviously it could happen pre-flop as well for like a full game thing. So maybe that is dumb to not try to capitalize on some of those early. But I'm not seeing it. Looks like DraftKings moved for the over. So maybe I did miss a good entry point for this Broncos Texans over. Raiders money line is 130, 110, 118, 126 with low liquidity, 122 with low liquidity. I think that I kind of like this. Not to like dive too hard in the sharp action coming on the Raiders plus the 3. Of course, plus 3 is different than the money line, but I don't hate that at all. I'm fought out of town next weekend, so going to be conservative betting day maybe, as I need to preserve the winnings. Brother, I feel like not to be a bad influence here, but if you're out of town this weekend, you might have to make up for it this weekend. Have to bet enough for 2 weekends. Definitely don't have to do that, but glad you're getting out of town. And Olave first TD at DK stood out to me. We haven't done a real first TD dive just yet, but I'm definitely going to check that out in 2 seconds. But this Raiders money line 2% plus 130. Interesting. We know Travis Hunter is obviously out now for a bit. Unfortunate with a no contact injury there. Houston first half -0.5. I know I have the Broncos money line. I don't know if this is like disrespectful to myself here, but I think that with 1.7% EV, we're getting 110. Looking at the market, I think this is a bet like no questions asked. So let me pull up my phone here and pull it up to make sure that number's still there, though it realistically should be. I think I'm betting this. Definitely wouldn't call it a hedge because it's obviously not a hedge whatsoever. It is not the same bet, but I'm betting with the EV here. So I'm taking this Texans first half against the spread. I think it actually works because I could, of course, lose both. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not saying this is like a big brain, but I think it will be like we know how bad Knicks is going to be immediately. So Texans first half -0.5 point here. I just bet that. I locked in. Not a hedge by any means. I think this is like going to be a good indicator, and we'll see like what's going on like kind of right away. Let me write it down. Bet it. We'll be syncing my Pickett as well. If you guys want to follow me on Pickett, at GoBetSmart. Cool. All right, let's keep going. I want to look at that Olave first TD because I'm definitely interested. The Patriots, no, they're not playing the Patriots today, are they? They are not. Who are the Saints playing off the top of my head? They're playing the Rams, of course. That's a 4:05 game. No action in this one. Just at the time. Shuck is making that start today, and they already gave Shuck the rest of the season nod. Obviously, if anything happens from an injury perspective, that wouldn't be the case, but nobody wants to see that happen. Shaheed on MGM2 for that first TD market. Let's take a look here. I believe that since you already bet them, you saw them. I know how you do it fast. You do it properly. Olave, 22-1 here at DK. Love, and then Shaheed, hoping for a big play. Hit on Flacco last week. That was a banger, bro. Hitting on Flacco was awesome. I feel like somebody obviously got stopped at the 1 for the QB sneak. Did we have whoever got stopped at the 1? I feel like we had something there. No. That was it was Pirine, right? And Pirine was flashing all day on the screen that we didn't bet it, but he was the one who ended up coming through. Shaheed 30-1 is better from a pricing perspective. For fun, obviously Olave is going to get funnel the targets. But Shuck, this is the thing, and Foss, I'm curious. Obviously, numbers rule all, but I'm curious the process with like shock and not knowing like who he's gonna pepper. I mean, we know their Rattler was loving Olave for the obvious reasons. Olave's a dog. Seeing -1.5% hold, which is nice. And Shaheed, same thing. So definitely understand why you're betting both there for the Saints Rams game. That's 4 o'clock, or so I'm going to just be monitoring the market and get back there. But see, these are some games where I don't know. I'm going to check Broncos Texans for a first touchdown. This could definitely be chalk city. Not even considering chalk, just looking at value. Hey, no complaints for me. That makes sense, and I think this probably is the optimal way to go about it. Let the people who are considering shook set the markets, and then you go from there. And when in doubt, of course, you're betting 20-1 and 30-1 first touchdown. So obviously that's you're taking the not the risk per se. You're taking the uncertainty and betting plus money. So no complaints from me there. But let's look at some first touchdowns here. So we now are locked in. We have Denver full game, Titans, Texans first half. If I lose both, I will be a little mad, but that's what I get for maybe being a bit sloppy. Though I did see EV on this, and I had some EV on Denver at the time. What's Woody? He's probably chalky. Okay, Woody at 11-1. Now I know that the run D is strong, and they're probably potentially looking for attacking through the air for without Surtain, like Nico being 8-1, understandable. What's Chubb? Chubb is 10-1 at Circa. I think this is a Woody spot. Absolutely. I'm going to keep looking before locking anything in, but Woody being 10-1 at ESPN. So Woody and MGM dog. It's just once it's in, you're just cooked. It's unfortunate, but that's just is the reality. Unfortunately, once you're in, it's just bad from there. There's just nothing you can really do. Unfortunately, but I really like this Woody. I think I'm going to lock this in. I just want to confirm here. I'll go back to week 8 and see some of the rushing stuff. Biz, I got Woody 100%, brother. I think I'm with you here. I'm gonna move quick here before anything moves. If it does move, but let's see. Houston, I'm just curious because I know he was doing well in the passing game, which obviously is also always going to be a benefit. So Chubb has gotten some targets. I'm going to look at receiving right after here. Last week Woody had the 11 attempts to Chubb's 17, but bro, 5.6 yards per carry. Chubb had a negative 6.43 EPA per run. Now again, I don't trust the Texans to make plus EV coaching decisions on offense. Defensively, D'Amico, dog, animal. Defense is amazing. Offensively, I don't expect that. Check receiving here, see the targets from last week. Woody had 4. Chubb still getting 2 targets, still getting out-snapped, but again, bro, the efficiency is kind of ridiculous here. Not letting me deep link to ESPN, so I'm gonna go to anytime so we can deep link and I can pull up that Woody first touchdown and see if it's there. This 215 is looking decent for any time, but I think I'd rather just go with the first there. Let's just confirm the price on ESPN. Fuck, I think I'm sick, boys. No bueno. I gotta find anytime. We don't want anytime. We want first. ESPN is such a slow moving interface. I've noticed. If you guys have noticed the same, bitch about this every single stream. But first touchdown score, Woody Marks 11-1. That's bettable. That's absolutely a bet. Gonna bet this on my phone real quick. Getting it down. Beautiful. I'm in on Woody. Let's do it right now. Did not look at it just yet. Let's do it right now. Once I get this Woody in. TD scores. First TD, Woody Marks. Love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Also, I got the ghost leg back. ESPN locking is brutal, bro. It's annoying as hell. It's so annoying, AC. Look at God rushing. Let's do that. Vikings, Lions. I have the ghost leg, so I don't know if that was actually it's a mystery reward. I don't know if it was actually like a mystery. Like I don't know if like they already like pre-programmed who you were getting, or they actually did run like a randomizer. But I did get the ghost leg, which I had a lot of success with. They maxed me at 5 freaking bones there. But we're gonna be able to take a look at that. But let's look at the Goff rushing. Let's see, rushing yards, Jared Goff. I'm guessing we're getting a 0.5, maybe a 1.5 if we're feeling frisky. Oh, we're getting the 1.5, just the half, which makes sense. 125 at Bedano in Canada, 120 at Profit, 153 liquidity. I don't know how Goff has been doing on the ground. I know obviously he's not a running back, but I don't know how they've been doing with like sneaks and whatnot. Let me look at Detroit. Let's see what they did last week. No, they were on a bye last week. I want to see full season, just out of curiosity here. Obviously, not expecting to find any groundbreaking information on Jared Goff running the football. I was looking at receiving, rushing. 11 attempts, 23 yards. Obviously, so they are giving him the opportunities a little bit here and there. Back to PTO here. I mean, that 120 at Profit is going to be the best price. I mean, if you're interested in it for the sneak potential or the somehow crazy Goff scramble that could potentially happen, like that quite literally one time a game, it's worth looking at. Let's look at the attempts. The attempts, 1.5 ever at 365 is 160. From to have 2 attempts, obviously, maybe they're pricing a kneel down, so I don't think they do it that way. Worth like noting and considering, though. I'm not in love. I know like the Vikings are gonna be blitzing the hell of it. That being said, Goff is great against the blitz, and he's had so much success against the blitz. I saw some stats here. I forgot exactly what it was. Let me see if I can find it quickly on my computer. About how well Goff has played against the blitz. So, okay, here it is. This is again, shout out to TA. So, Goff is 4-0 over the team total versus Flores in Minnesota, scored 30 plus in every matchup. So, Goff has been seeing Flores' defense and has been absolutely freaking cooking it. So, just for the record there, for anybody interested, maybe we could look at Detroit team total then, though I'm sure it's priced in at this point, realistically. But maybe there is something that's sneaking by a bit and isn't catching up here. Detroit. Who am I looking at here? Oh, just the whole game total. I was like, all right, what the hell? Total points, team points. Oh no, it's right here. Team. So many menus. I sometimes get confused. Team points here. Game we're looking at, of course. Okay, here we go. Let's look at what the Lions team total is here. Detroit's already over 24.5, over 25.5. So we're looking like it's a 28.5 for Detroit, minus 120 here at DK, 115 Novig, 115 Penny. So are expecting a ton of Detroit points, which is obviously understandable. But there's the proof in the pudding right there. Can't say that I'm dying to bet that, because I'm absolutely not realistically living and dying on a number that is so high and based on like such success in 4-game sample. Obviously that's a very small sample size, but at the same time it is consistent with the same defense that they're playing against the same team that hasn't had a ton of overall like turnover there. So worth looking at. Let's go to Bears Bengals. Let's see if we can find anything for Jamar. Obviously it's going to be juiced to oblivion if I had to guess realistically, because everybody knows how many targets Flacco gives that man. 7-1. Yeah. So I think that's being 7-1 is kind of indicative at Circa that they don't think that the Bears are incapable of scoring. Rome being 9-1 is interesting. It's DJ though. I hate DJ's usage. It's horrible. 13-1 though is a pretty good price. Despite his like horrible usage against his terrible defense, as we know. What's T has just been not getting nearly as much love, but he is priced at 9-1 as well. I had to bet either. Of course, I'd be betting Jamar at that same exact price point. All right. And it's like Fant. 25 to 1 here, 36 to 1 at BetSafe. Okay. Just doing some preliminary looks overall, realistically. We have the Woody, Packers, Panthers, Falcons, Patriots. So the Falcons have gotten some steam overall. This one might be square. I want to see the price because I remember what it was on Wednesday. I was looking at Bijan. That's not Bijan Robinson. That's Darnell Mooney. Not first because it's 5 to 1, and I like to get some more juice on them unless I like really am like pounding the table. 125 at circa. So it was sitting at the 130. That does intrigue me for like a guy like Bijan because it's Bijan Robinson. And again, I know how good the Patriots run D has been, but they haven't really played a guy like Bijan just yet. Let's go through the EV screen, see if we can just pick some stuff up on either a game line or a prop. Let's run through them both right now. Let's run through them and see what we were dealing with. Bit of lag. Let's go, computer. Dawson Knox, 2 catches at 365. Mostert is like still flashing at 11 to 1. Obviously, backup RB there. This QJ, I would bet. This Bam Knight. Travis Homer, 7 to 1. 650 at FanDuel, though. So I don't know if I really love that. QJ over 3.5 receptions. 365 obviously is better. But if you could bet at MGM at the 155, the 160 at Rivers, excuse me, is that definitely better. I still think this is absolutely worth it, though. So let me see here. I think this is worth betting. Obviously, bet it at Rivers if you can, but to me, this is definitely still worth it. The Caesars have any boosts today? Let's log into Caesars on my other computer. So annoying. Obviously, I get why the books time out after a while, but some of these books time out so early. Have the same process. So Homer, yeah, bro, I understand. I'm with you. This QJ is definitely bettable. Again, 160 at Rivers, though, if you have a Rivers account. I'm going to go check Caesars for their boosts right after I bet this quickly here. It's funny because I faded QJ the last 2 weeks, and this is what you should be doing if you're gambling. Fading guys, and then the market comes back, and then you back them. All right, so Caesars, let's see what we got. We have an anytime touchdown score, parlay profit boost. Got a max bet of 5s, but we can definitely use that on Caesars. Very nice. Let's go to my promos. That's really it. They have a Monday night boost. Obviously, that's tomorrow. There's an SNF boost as well, so maybe we can lock that in. But really looking at that anytime touchdown score bet for Caesar, so we'll definitely be maximizing that if possible. And let me find this on MGM really quick. Hate how my computer has location issues when I'm trying to bet on stream, so I have to use my other computer and my phone, which is no big deal realistically. Receptions made. Quentin Johnston, yep, it's there. So very nice. Beautiful. All right, let's keep going here. Travion. So this market's still low on Travion, even with the Stevenson injury, the under showing some value with 13.5 rush attempts. We know that for whatever reason, Travion's in the doghouse. This like has to be good though. Honestly, 6.3% EV, so like it is good. Look at the rest of the market here. I've been calling this a bet as well. I was hesitant, and I know that again, we don't necessarily know what the drill is with Travion per se because of the injury, and like this could be like they could actually just feed the man for the first time, but for whatever reason, they still do hate Travion. It sounds so crazy to say. And honestly, like if we find 2 more MGM props that look good, even with like low limits, just for I would say like the fun of it. That's like not the right word, though it kind of is because it's going to be a parlay. I definitely think if their legs are still EV and still showing in the next like 5 minutes, if we find them, that it's worth betting here. I hate some of these interfaces, man. I love the deep link on PTO. That's why I use PTO. Let me see. Travion 1.5. I know the injury. I know. Still think it's too high, and the market is also saying that it's probably too high as well. So 137. We're getting 115. So trivia on under. Zay Jones under reception. That's for Monday, so I don't feel as strongly about that. Javante for Monday as well. This Arroyo we bet 5-1. I love this. If you guys are just hopped in late, I bet that Arroyo 5-1. So in on that, some more Monday stuff. Gino pass TDs, decent liquidity. Best price over here at Novig. Their most liquidity is 127, but this is probably worth snatching up. Some Gino at 146. Hunter Henry, U 3.5 receptions. Let's take a look here. Let's see if it's showing for me on my EV calcs. No, it is not here, but it doesn't mean that there isn't EV. Just could be from my calculation. But we'll dive into Henry in 1 second because I did just see something that popped up that I kind of like. Right here, Jaden Daniels. Plus 110. I do have the under, though I do think this game, the market said no. I think it is a tough spot for the Commanders. I talked about this big time on stream Wednesday because I know their defense is so bad. And I think that JD is going to be under fire a lot as well. Building out a lay here, realistically, maybe find one more leg real quick on MGM and call it a day. This is definitely worth it. I think that that's actually a good bet because if he does beat the blitz and beat the pressure, I know Terry, that's going to be where it comes from. So let me, that's worth it. Jaden Daniels over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Look at the market there. Plus 110. Even money at Penny. Minus 110 at Circa. 112 FanDuel. I like that a lot. And I hate how these interfaces work, man. I'm just trying to get some bets down, man. Even if it's for low ass limits, it's doing it for the boys and for the content. So JD5 touchdowns, MGM, players, passing touchdowns, JD5. Okay, let's find one more quickly on MGM here. Let's see what we can get because if we can find that and we just parlay all 4 of those legs, Cam Ward passing touchdowns under 0.5, obviously probably good. Penix under passing touchdowns as well, 165. This must have just moved. Let's see. I'm on pause just because for the content, I don't want things to be moving. And I'll get to your Henry in 1 second, AEC. I promise you. Yeah, Penix did move to 2-1. Some of these can't be combined. Probably because I have the Travion. So I want to lock something in. Let me click a play button quickly and see if anything just like pops like real quick from MGM that's like stomachable. A lot of 365. Duvernay getting some love there, 10-1. We'll check that out in a second. But I think we could probably lock something in. I don't want to bet something for tomorrow. Knox is today. I forgot they're playing at how could I forget this freaking amazing game we have? I'm sorry, I forgot to switch my screen. Pollard receiving yards under 12.5 with Spears back. Henry 3.5. No worries, thought it might be a good parlay like an MGM. It could be. I'm just not seeing it from my calcs that I trust. What are you devigging from? Because I'm curious where you're seeing the misprice. Nick's passing TDs 175. Like this is also obviously this is going to be tough, but look at what it's devigging to. All these books, 158. Circa 140. I'm going with the Knicks. Here. I know it's like it's plus 175, so don't get me wrong. It's not expected to hit. We saw some love for the over. I know how bad Knicks is in these kind of spots. This though 3.6% EV. We're compounding all this EV. Still better than the Shuck 3.3. Quorum rush attempts only deviating to 2 books though, 7.5. That already moved. Oh no, it didn't. 105. Slow liquidity. Pollard under receiving yards, 4.1%. 110, 150, 129. So it is high there. Though we don't have a lot of books. I feel more comfortable with like the amount of books we've devigged from. So I'm going with the Knicks passing TDs. That leg comes out to 23.63. I'm in, honestly. Betting it straight as well. So Hold on one second here. Let me just get this all written down. But that is okay, perfect. So the lay ends up being all EV legs, all DV legs, just Pinnacle DVing for Henry. Okay, I like to like get my width a bit more. I think if you're using Outlier AC, like it's a bit tough with just Penny. I do trust it a little more for game lines, but if you do DVig from FanDuel and Penny on certain things, but just locked in a lay, 26.53. QJ over 3.5 receptions, and all these were bet straight as well. Travion under 13.5 rushing attempts. Bo Nix 1.5 passing touchdowns over plus 175, and JD5 over 1.5 passing touchdowns plus 110. So beautiful. Using the EV screen, everything is an EV leg there from my EV Calix. Obviously doesn't mean it's going to win, but I like where we're getting that value from. I like how our process was there. Let me exit out of that. We'll be checking back on this obviously every couple of minutes here. We're going to find some more stuff that we like, but just like that, boys, for so far on stream today, bet Arroyo anytime. Texans first half money line, Woody Marks first touchdown, and then all those legs that we just rattled off there. But see some game lines. Saints plus 10.5 alternate line. Some love at Rivers. A lot of Saints alternate 10.5, just a Kalshi and Profit X. So I think there's something wrong with my DVIGs there, honestly. Probably could do a better job. Tennessee money line, best price at DK. If we're going for it, man, let's go for it. Dart anytime TD. I'll check that as well. Let's do that. But Tennessee, if we want to get frisky, the best price is there at DK 3.6% EV. Chargers alternate. Oh, this is Rams. Never mind. Minus plus 120 here at FanDuel. Good price for Rams first half. Potential domination. We do like some Olave and Shaheed first tutty. Spread first half. Rams. This is minus 8.5. It's 110. Lower EV though. Lower EV than the 9.5. What was it? Losing it. Was 8? No, it was 9.5. Plus 120 to bookmaker penny and prime. 3.2% EV. Honestly, I don't know if this is an alt. It probably is an alt. I think this is actually worth it as well. So I'm actually going to bet this here. First half spread. Rams, excuse me. The shots of the Dodgers, boys. No, we were talking football, but did anyone see that freaking game last night? I'm assuming probably everybody saw that game last night. Epic. Absolutely freaking epic. That was so much fun. That series, man. That was insane. I love football. I mean, baseball. I love football too, obviously. This is technically an alt spread. I'm looking at it. Rams minus 9.5 plus 120, 3.6% EV. So I'm locking that in. Rams minus 9.5. Very, very nice. Rams minus 9.5, 3.2% EV. DVing to prime, bookmaker, and Pinnacle. So 3 sharp books that I all like there. Not going to get those alternate lines always on exchanges. And Circa's not putting up anything as well. All right, let me just get that locked in and loaded. Beautiful. All right. Let's do some manual checks right now. Let's start with Dart Anytime Tutty, which I was looking at first. Honestly, I think Dart Anytime is definitely live. Obviously, no Scataboo. I did bet the Niners. Don't know how happy I am about that at this point. Bet this on Wednesday, so you live and die by some of the stuff. It's all good. Got some good CLV on some totals, some bad CLV on some money lines. Or we'll see. I mean, lines haven't closed yet. We got some time here. Jackson Dart Anytime. 180 at Circa, 210 at FanDuel. I'd like it to be not FanDuel the best price, but I do think that's actually probably good. Looking at the rest of the market here, quick scroll. Seeing this 230 at Play Alberta for my Canadian viewers there, but I think Dart's actually pretty solid. Dart anytime touchdown. So I definitely do not despise that by any means. I think it's actually probably worth a look realistically. So Um, Dart anytime for sure. And look at his first touchdown. 12-1, 14-1 here, 15-1 at Sports Zeno. Circa at 10-1. It seems low, but he has been just doing the thing. He has been scoring. He has been like making moves. So it's like hard to say it is low because he has done a great job with the rushing. And now, of course, you do take the Scalaboo out of it. So I understand it. I actually do understand it. Chargers Titans. Let's see if we can get like a good price on one of the receivers for a first touchdown. I know QJ has been like the odd man out, but if we're getting good value on him, 12-1 here, ESPN is what I'm talking about. We're gonna check all of them, of course. Where am I looking? Lab McConkey. They're giving Lab the love, the 750, which makes sense. Lab's been getting a lot more red zone targets. We talked about this ad nauseum. Keenan Allen getting the love 8-1. So QJ is the odd man out from a pricing perspective, and we have the QJ over receptions. Chargers defense, Titans defense is shot. What's Vidal? 450, so big time chalk, unsurprisingly. And who else is really like worth looking at Chargers? Like Gadsden, of course. So they're giving from the pass catching options QJ the worst odds. Understandable based on how the last couple of weeks have broken up. QJ missed some time, a couple of games with unders. Ladd and Keenan dominating that target share, especially in the red zone. Gadsden's, revitalizing. But with that being said, I think that means go back to the well with QJ. 12-20 ESPN. I hate how it doesn't deep link certain times, but that's not PTO's fault. Best price at FanDuel for any time, which I don't love, but I think that the pricing for the first touchdown is just off at ESPN. So let's wait for this terrible interface to finally load here, and let's lock in QJ. Not anytime. We're going first for QJ. Here we go. Refreshing, taking 6 months. TD scores. First touchdown score, Quentin Johnston, 12-1. Love it. Love it. We're going to definitely be using the Ghost Leg Parlay for DK. We're going to use the Caesars Anytime Boost as well. We're going to try to find some value there. And we have I'll check the boost, actually, right after this. So let's see what we have to deal with here. We have to work with, I should say. Caesars, we know we have that anytime touchdown parlay boost. Max bet $5. What are you going to do? I'm still going to utilize it. Hopefully you guys join me there and we hit some bangers. DraftKings, we have a 10% profit boost on a 3-leg parlay, a 15% boost on a 2-leg parlay for tonight, and we have the Ghost Leg parlay, which Ghost Leg, one bet loses, the whole thing hits. Absolutely love that. We will be taking advantage of that. Absolutely. So down FanDuel, let's check. So many books. FanDuel, we have a 30% profit boost on a parlay. Okay. More than enough to work with here. More than enough to work with. Falcons, Patriots. Falcons definitely live dogs. Colts, Steelers. Steelers at 3. It's interesting. It feels like a very obvious bet to bet the Steelers there. But let's look at Raiders. Bowers is back. Let's see what they're giving Bowers for a first. He is everything to this team. Not to be dramatic, like he truly is. 12-1. Nothing from Circa, which is annoying. But for the rest of the market here, this Bowers is looking good for the man coming back. Travis Hunter, of course, hurt. Brian Thomas's odds are probably going to be shot because he's the focal point. And yeah, Circa's not even putting anything up for this one just yet. So we'll circle back there. Let's go check out the EV screen. And let's dig in. This is the default. Go back to TDs, aka props. named it too early. Got quick with the trigger there on the naming of the of the filter. Greg Helm, Javante still showing. Dak, that's for tomorrow. Mostert still showing 11-1. Pickens, some Rivers. Tyler Shook under, expecting him to have a tough rookie start, of course, playing against a very, very good Rams defense. So 145 at circa still. The rest of the market is around there. That's interesting. Arroyo, Kamara, so much 265, and Hard Rock. Pollard under attempts or under receiving yards. We've seen 110. Novik Penny. What's FanDuel? They don't even have this at FanDuel. Interesting. Maybe they're just at a higher number. Trivia on receiving yards, 14.5. Nothing that has like impact, like nothing like really big has like flashed and now has come up onto the scene here. So we will go manual again. The problem is I don't have like a ton of love. Like we're just going to use the market and find spots. There just aren't that many spots where I'm like, from like a ball knowing perspective, where I'm like, yup, like this is what I like. I love it. I'm in. Just hasn't been the case, but we can still find things. Doing a bit of the dirty work. Like anytime TD, Jared Patterson, locked and loaded. We're going to be looking at some Caesars stuff. Caesars and FanDuel. We have the boost and DraftKings. We have the boost all over those places. So, let's go back to QJ. What was he at Caesars for any time? 200, 230. Like I can't even do that. Even with the boost, it's just like not great. Keenan. Caesars does a good job of like keeping things like low, like 155. Circa nothing on Keenan anytime to me is a bit odd. Lad, 145, 155, 165. So that's not going to be the targets there. Bears Bengals. Let's see if we could snag some stuff. Maybe like a Jamar at a good price, though. I doubt that's a thing. Minus 129. Not horrible considering we're going to be getting a boost to make it more EV to 125 at circa. See like Romo Dunze, 115, 120, 135. So that's not going to cut it. Circa having the best price overall there. And T, I'm like kind of out on T. He's getting a bit of target share, but if everything is down the field, which could be like a good thing for, scoring a deep touchdown. We saw it close last week, but the prices are just like off. So nothing to love there. Let's check out this one. I love the over here, have the over. So of course, expect points to come in. Josh Downs has been our king. He's been cooking for us all year. 330, nothing from Circa. It's just bothering me, bro. Like I know Circa is like picky with these things, but give me something like Pittman, 180, 170, 185 here at DK. A lot of manual looking here. Calvin Austin, 275 at Caesars. They're just not helping us out whatsoever with some of this stuff. DK, 135, 145, 145. All right. A lot of closer games with the close spreads. Packers, Panthers. What's Josh Jacobs going to be? Minus 2,000. Let's see. What's Josh Jacobs going to be? I am curious. Jokes aside. I thought it'd be worse. Jacobs is a guy who sits in like the 200 range, getting only 150. That's interesting, at least, honestly. Jacobs can be sitting at high as like 220, but probably expecting some stuff, late in the game. Potential blowout, potential minimized snap count later in the event here, with the potential for an absolutely massive blowout, which I think is like possible, though. Packers don't give off win by margin vibes for whatever that is worth. And Chiefs Bills, like we haven't looked at enough touchdowns here because this is I want to say I'm saving the best for last because anytime EV pops up, I'm interested, but I'm absolutely interested in this one. Starting with Josh. 115 at Circa, 115 at Novig as well. Like if I had Circa, I would just bet it, even though it's the best price. Like I would still bet that. Where is the best wide receiver in football? Joking, but Animal. Rashi 107 at Caesars. All right, so this is what we're gonna do here. Rashi for the Caesars boost is absolutely in play because we're gonna be getting much more EV because it will be boosted. I'm all in on Rashi Rice. I have the over in this game. I'm adding Rashi Rice to this bet slip, and I'll find something else. But this is 107 anytime. Boom, Rashi Rice. That is definitely there as well. What's Cook? 140 to 135, 129, 135. Okay. Understandable. Kareem Hunt, I'm assuming, is going to be chalked with no Pacheco. 110. 110 on Caesars as well. 117. Um, I like. I'm adding that to it. So we got two Chiefs, which is obviously not like ideal per se, but we're getting some value. This is 110. We're going to be with the boost better than the market average, better than bookmaker penny and circa as well. So I like that here. And then let's go and look at Kami's Seahawks for this. We're going to build out parlays with the boost for this as well, but we already bet the Arroyo. Kenny Walker versus Charbonnet, obviously. I tend to lean Walker, just considering the situation. But now we're seeing the 160 on DK being the best. So like because we have these concurrent boosts, I'm going to add this to like my FanDuel slip now, to my DraftKings slip right now, honestly. Let's check out Charbonnet's price though first before I get too ahead of myself. So Sharp is at the 110 range and Walker has the worst odds at 160. I think that might be ludicrous. Let's pull up FTN quickly here. I want to just confirm what the splits have been, especially of late. I know that they're kind of go back and forth, but like I still think Walker is so much more, like by far the more explosive back. And the Commanders are going to struggle with explosiveness overall. So 3% more snaps for Charbonnet, though more attempts on the season. In the receiving market, though, let's take off qualified. In the receiving stuff here, Walker 9 to 7 targets overall. I don't get why Walker is that. I think Walker at 160 is actually worth a straight bet, but I'm adding Walker to DK. Gotta check JSN. It's going to be terrible odds, but like he's so live. The Commanders struggle against best players. 114 at Caesar, so that's going to be EV with the boost. I'm adding that to Caesars right now, and we'll lock in hopefully this boost. Maybe we'll find one more leg. See what the price is. I might get greedy with a $5 max bet for better or for worse. TD score. Jackson Smith 114. So the Smith, what's with the boost? Is a 25% boost. Let's see. Hold on. See if I do some math here, because Steers doesn't tell you what the odds are. I'm gonna find one more quickly if we can. Looks like something just moved. JSN or Rashi 107, Kareem 110. The SGP price moved. We could even go like some chalk city and just add like JT, depending on the odds, of course. Like not to get greedy, but like out of curiosity here. Jonathan Taylor, 290. I mean, it's like it like kind of hurts to think about that, honestly. So maybe it's not worth it. It's not worth it. That being said, what's Christian McCaffrey? What is McCaffrey? 220 to 235. So this is at least like from a value perspective is actually there. So I'm gonna add McCaffrey and call it a day. So this is for the Caesars touchdown boost. McCaffrey, it's disgusting. It's 220. It's 1047 pre-boost. I just added the boost. So payout is 25% more at 320. So I locked that in. So it's Rashee Rice, Kareem Hunt, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Christian McCaffrey. So we're getting 10 to 1, over 10 to 1, and we have that boost here. So what's going on? My computer's lagging. Everything's lagging. I don't even have any tabs open. What's good here? Just going to get the bet slip here. And I'll sync everything to Pickett. If you guys aren't following me on Pickett, please do at GoBetSmart. Max Boost Caesar. Boom. All right. So that's the Caesar parlay. So unless we find more value on Caesars, we're probably going to be done with Caesars because that's the only boost they have. But we have that Walker still in the slip at 160. So I want to build out the like a bunch of parlays. Actually, let me check this while we're here, while he's on my brain. Because if Walker is priced at a first touchdown at like the price that he's kind of getting implied from an anytime, I think that could be a good, absolutely good look. I wanted 10-1, but 9-1 I think definitely fits the bill. Kenny Walker, first touchdown, DraftKings. Absolutely. Could go crazy because we have the ghost leg and just do all first touchdowns for this, but I like this. Kenny Walker, first touchdown. And that Texans first half spread moved to 102, so we got 110. So we got a good value there. Beautiful. Let's build out the rest of these two DK slips. So see if we can find some touchdown value. Let's check out the dart anytime again. Let's see what that would be. From Biz, a shout out for the dart anytime. Jackson Dart. Plus 205. 180 at circa though. I actually like this more now. I'm going to add this to DraftKings at 205. Jackson Dart, anytime touchdown. Where is this? Giants Niners. TD scores. Jackson Dart, anytime. So those are the two legs. We can use one more to find the ghost leg. We can just lock in this ghost leg. It doesn't have to be TDs, of course, but that is where we're finding some value here. We haven't looked enough at the late games, though. We did just do a dive into Chiefs Bills, but we didn't look at DraftKings really. We're kind of focusing on Caesars, and that was where we found the value. Hollywood, Noah Gray. Like, what even is Kelsey? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, he's getting chalked in pricing. Absolutely ruined. Bill's side. Keon Coleman's been taking a lot of heat from the media, talking crap about him. I know he obviously hasn't played well, but for a Bill, like I still think he is their best player, for whatever that's worth. Obviously, outside of Cook and Allen offensively. Odds just changed on me in this slip. Walker down to 55. Okay, so I gotta be quicker here. Didn't even look at Xavier Worthy. 200. That's it. That's it right there. Best price. That's it right there. Done. 3 legs. I'm using the ghost leg boost on this one. Just keeps moving. Darts down to 195. Okay, so we're sleeping at the wheel here. Touchdown score. Xavier Worthy 2-1. This parlay is plus 2156. Sunday ghost leg award applied. So we only need to hit 2 of the 3. Dart, Walker, Worthy. Boom. All said and done. Walker, Dart, Worthy. Love it. Absolutely love it. Plus 2156. Ghost leg used. Great bets all around. Great prices all around. Okay, and now let's do another inventory check for boosts. We have DK. We still have a Seahawks, Commies, 2-leg boost and a 3-leg 10% boost. And FanDuel, we have a 30% boost, but on parlays. Okay, beautiful. Walker and Dart and Worthy. All of them, I think, are honestly worth straight bets as well, based on their pricing. So for first touchdowns, we have Walker, QJ, and Woody. I normally only bet 3 to 4 max, so that's 3 of them right there. Not trying to force anything outside the ordinary here. Let's keep looking at the game line screen, because if any game line moves moving this late, we know that's going to be good. And I got a do some digging on that betting second half stuff before the game starts. For whatever reason, I feel like it's not the move, but I think it definitely could be because my thought process is definitely flawed. So I'm thinking like, why would I bet a second half line when it could be so different by the time the second half gets there? But at the same time, I'm betting the full game. So why would that kind of be different? So seeing so much second quarter, second half, alternate over, second half, second half. I can filter all this out. This actually went to 122. We got 120. Um, Still like good, just actually a bit more value. I think I still would bet that, even though we did move 2 cents the other way. Would have liked it to, come in and be done with and be on our side and feel better about it. Packers Panthers 43.5, 110. Um, Definitely the best price in market. Average of 107, 2.7% as well. Look, DVigging from my loved suite of DVigs. Obviously, 44 is the key number. And the total is 43 most places, 42.5 at ESPN, which is also probably EV. But no, I'm betting this. Oh, it just went to 105. Did you see that? It just bounced to 105. So there, let's see what that went to because it went to 105. So that EV is not going to be the same, unfortunately. I'm on pause, right? So damn, did not get in. Moved to 105. But let's yeah, it's EV is long gone. EV is long gone. Just like that. That's how quickly that shit moves. No surprises here. We all know how it goes, but just like that. Boom. See you later. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Let's go back to props. Again, if you guys have 365 and Hard Rock, you should be, hammering this stuff and getting in a lot of these EV calcs. Like if I had 365, I would be betting these and not thinking twice. But I don't, so we got to be a bit selective here. I'll scroll a bit slow so you guys can see because I think I love all of these, like honestly. Just from like the DVig, doesn't matter for ball knowledge. We're talking straight market. Noah Gray 2 catches. Um, that's moving in real time. I wonder who. Something just happened there. QJ, we're in. I want to see some market movement there, but we haven't seen anything. Hooper, Williams, Wilson, Leggett. Bam Knight's still showing though, so I'm glad it's still showing because it is for tomorrow, but something about it doesn't make me want to bet that. Chase under 8.5 here at Rivers. Let's go back to manual here. Broncos still the 114. Bet openly at 127 now, the best price. Look at Novik dominating the pricing of the best. Yeah, I thought they were too. I think it's just money, bro. Like New York is asking for arms and legs before even like getting operational here. So it's like it makes it really difficult. Like we'll probably never see unless they change rules, we'll never see like Circa come here. It's just so expensive to even get started. And then the taxes you have to pay after you're started. And then to you know, maintain that after the fact. Like that's just like they're robbing. I mean, don't get me wrong, the books try to rob us to make up for these tax laws, as we know with what happened in Illinois with the 50 cent tax you have to pay because the Illinois is scamming the books, and the books then in turn have to scam the player. And we lost DFS, bro. It was we lost DFS. It stinks. It stinks, and it doesn't seem like there's a clearer path forward. I mean, obviously now new products are coming out, as we know, with the prediction markets, the sweepstakes. Like, who knows who's going to find and circumnavigate that like back door to get DFS back. But with that being said, bro, DFS was a back door. So, you know what I mean? Like, that was the solution. So it's kind of hard to see what will be like the next solution there. Falcons, Patriots. Let's go to the spread view. Seeing some stuff light up. Could bet the DraftKings 470 for Titans money line, given that's the best price there. Um, but I don't think so. This is still sitting 5.5. Okay, this has been going back and forth. Um, Falcons, Patriots, Niners 2.5. I got the 108, so like not the best price, not the worst price either, though, clearly. And we can, of course, take a look at how this stuff has moved throughout the week here. Average line. So backing up. Yeah, so back 2 days ago, straight up Niners, straight Niners from probability. Zooming out here, open. This is weeks ago. And then we had a cross here. We had a bit of a cross for some Giants getting some love. This is at the spread though. This isn't money line. This is at the 2.5 point spread. And then now again, Giants being at closer to 105, 106, and this is where we sit live, and we'll be updating in real time here. So Niners still with that 51.5% for the 2.5 spread, 51.31. So Giants not far behind. That gap is quickly, getting a bit closer there. Quickly getting a bit closer. All right. Let's see. How should we go about some of these boosts? So we have again a 3-legger for DK. I don't want to force anything, but these boosts are fun. 3-legger, 30%er at FanDuel. So we're down to just those two. We have 3 first touchdowns, which is where I like to sit. We could probably find one more, but it's all price dependent, of course. We have QJ, we have Woody Marks, and we have Kenneth Walker for Seahawks Commanders. So obviously that Sunday night we should get something else. 4 p.m. slate. We don't have actually we do have a ton with the Chiefs Bills. We have a lot of touchdowns just mixed around. We have Worthy in one lay, Rice and Kareem in another lay. But I think this game is going to live up to all the hype, like understandably so. Like I think it really is going to be this like fun, massive game that's going to just be points galore, absolutely electric football, coming down to the wire. I mentioned this earlier when I had the bonus bet that we hit last Thursday or 2 Thursdays ago on Trey Harris. I bet the whole amount of the bonus bet on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. So hoping that, the bonus bet was going to expire anyway, and I couldn't do any like price shopping realistically. But that's where I opted to go with that. Just lay it all on the Chiefs here. Let's look Falcons Patriots. This one should be a good one. It really should be. Market is telling us it will be. Let's look at some first touchdown odds and see. Like London 13-1 is already interesting. Like Bijan, we're not going to get a great price. We're looking at London already. What am I doing? We got 5-1. Yeah, 5-1 for Bijan. Let's look at the Patriots side though. Like they obviously don't scare anybody from like who they have, but like Drake May is him, so he and him alone is scary. Him to score the first tutty, 16-1 at FanDuel, so nothing that we're gonna love there. Stevenson's out. Like Travion, like I'm anti-Travion. We bet is under rushing attempts. We don't expect Travion to be coming and rocking and loading. And at this price, 550, that's kind of telling us all we need to know. Bears Bengals, another one that should be high scoring affair. What's this total? Get my other monitor quickly. It is 51.5. So should be some touchdowns to take advantage of. We've done a look, and it hasn't been anything that's like so intriguing by any means. And we don't have to only look touchdowns. Like let's look at some receiving yard stuff. Like Jamar's going to be probably juiced out the ass, but let's look at even like Rome, because I know he's come down to earth a bit, but maybe it's a time to like buy back in on him, similar to QJ. This 115 here at 60.5, 61.5 at circa. So not like a ton of value there. Rest of the books are priced well accordingly. Jamar Chase. He's at the 90s, man. Understandably so, because he's a dog and he's going to get 20 plus targets. DJ Moore, like I'm so anti at this point. He lost us a bet last week. He hit that amazing catch down the field, that one-hander to like kill our under receptions. Ended up getting peppered with targets all garbage time, which is all part of it. Don't get me wrong. But DJ Moore 58.5, 110. All right, let's see. Like what's Let's Chase Brown receiving. 13.5, 115, same price here. Circa not putting up a number for it, understandably so. Anytime touchdowns, Chase Brown, 105, 115, 110. All right, so it's still, let's go back to the EV screen. We're going to have magic pop up, obviously. It's just a matter of time, realistically. We've had a bunch, don't get me wrong. We have a loaded card already. So it's not like we're slim on plays. We're just seeing kind of like picking up some scraps and some last minute moves, which are obviously going to be very impactful realistically as well. So that's going to be, massive for us to, capitalize on. Still seeing QJ's up to 163. Not seeing a ton pop. I'm going to take off pause and see when things are coming and going really quick here. Nico 62.5. QJ we bet has not moved. I have to pause it, honestly. Gives me I hate when it's moving like that. Bam Knight's still there. ETN rush attempts under 13.5, 105. This is good. 4.2%. Just like that. Find another one, which I love. And for a 4:00 game, not that we have to like try to time our action per se, but it is nice without minimal. Travion, we got value. This is still there. This is still there. The Knicks didn't share my screen, but this ETN rush attempts, we're seeing EV, so don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Knicks went down to 165, so we did get some line value on some of the stuff that we were looking at. So always nice to see. Obviously, the goal of the entire thing that we do, but glad that it's working out there. And ETN under rush attempts. I can't believe how slowly some of these books and interfaces move. It's not even my Wi-Fi. I've been upgraded the Wi-Fi, boys. Like we're just at like business level here, and I don't know. Laptops are also getting old, so maybe I should, cut the books some slack. And their dog shit UIs and their billion-dollar companies that can't even get a really good web app or app in general working. Rushing attempts, ETN under. Teuton's at 5.5. Juice to the over heavily. And on ETN under rushing attempts. Very nice. Very, very nice. Noah Gray over 1.5. Pickens, Chase. Lawrence under passing TDs, even money. Interesting. I'm surprised that this is available, honestly, like this. I'm surprised at this pricing. 3.6% EV, so I definitely should just be betting this and like moving on. But that is surprising. Tongs or Kittle? I'm glad you're pulling this up, brother. So we actually talked about this earlier. Tongs last week with Kittle back only ran. It was like 8. It was either 7 or 8% of the snaps. That's on the field, not even like routes run, like snaps played in the game. So Kittle was back to like 89%. Farrell played like 6, Tongs played like 8. So the price on Tongs is so attractive, but I think that's like the biases of like the rest of the season. Like Kittle being back, like Kittle is back. He is obviously their guy. He's obviously a dog. So I don't think you can bet Tongs because I'll pull it up for you. Oh, excuse me. I'm not forgetting about this Trevor Lawrence under, but I want to help out middle child here quickly. Look at the pricing, bro. Because I was again a bit shocked when I pulled up the numbers and it did make sense here. If like a price on Tongs pops up, then like maybe it could be like worth diving into. But this is where like, I found the discrepancy because I looked at Tongs for a first touchdown out of curiosity, and we're getting 80 to 1 here at ESPN, MGM 28, circa 45. But it's because it only plays like 8.9% of the snaps with Kittle back. So Tongs anytime. This profit extra for anytime, 15.34. absolutely worth probably look betting, but he's not going to be on the field. Kittle, you can get at 160 at Profit X as well. So it's got to be Kittle, just because of how obviously the odds are like telling you, and the numbers back it up. He was barely touching that football field last week with Kittle back. So worth noting. Worth noting. Yeah, I wish that this is just a week where like I have some numbers that I picked off. We talked about all the game lines I had. I wish I felt overall like more strong about certain things. ATLNE second quarter under 13.5 FanDuel. Let's find out, because I actually like that, because the more I'm thinking about this Patriots Falcons game, the more I actually do think it's an under style game, just because like these are two, I want to say like good to mid good teams, where to them like this is some of their better competition they're playing overall. And this I do expect to actually be more of like a closely style playoff-esque good game. Total 45.5 over that key number 44. I'm intrigued by the under here. So second quarter under, total points, second quarter. Let's dive in, AC. Third quarter. I was like, what am I looking at? Second quarter. 13.5. Even money at FanDuel. Love. Honestly, betting this. Betting this. Betting it. See, again, we lost 2 cents here, but it's still a ZV. I would still bet that. It's an alternate. I'm betting this AC. Great call out. Great find. I'm locking in on the phone as we speak. I think that's a great bet. I think that this is an understyle game. The market, enough said, is telling us this is a good bet. Second quarter, total under 13 at even money. Yep. I'm in. I'm in, bro. Great call. Great look. Market average 120. Not a ton of like sharp books on these kind of numbers on these derivatives like that. Hence why like it wouldn't show up on like my EV calcs, because as we see, they're literally not there. But that to me is on a derivative like this, like we're not talking a prop. Like I don't think still that FanDuel is going to be the sharpest tool in the shed here whatsoever. So I love that. Just bet it. Absolutely loaded up today, which is unsurprising. That's the goal of EV betting, is to get there. And shout out to Milchot for the retweet. Appreciate you, dog. I adjusted my width on my EV. Yeah, absolutely. Because like, as I'm sure you're like aware, like it's worth it, because if you're only seeing it to one book versus 6 books like we've seen a couple of times, I think I have my EV weights at like minimum of 2, maybe even 3. Because if I did see like penny circa with something, I would be like inclined to just bet that right away and like kind of like, be okay with that. But if I'm only seeing like Novig and Profit with $200 of liquidity, that's not, as we've seen a few times, that's not something I'm just going to go ahead and bet. All right. Game lines again. Alternate total, some second half stuff, second half spread. Denver first half. See, now the market has came all the way around where Denver first half money line is value. We could have arbed this realistically, because we got the 110 on the -0.5. So we could technically, well, if we bet the money line, we could push or lose, but it's both 124. So honestly, like if anybody's interested, if you were here earlier, nah, bro, thank you. Like honestly, like I really reason why I do this is because of guys like you, Foss, some other guys, Biz, who are always in the chat, who are showing support and love. You're the reason why I want to continue to grow the channel. I just posted a couple of long form videos the last 2 weeks. So hopefully you guys like that. Have a bunch more coming up on the agenda. So I appreciate you, dog. But let me quickly see what this ARB would be. And again, showing you a nice feature, pick the odds when you're doing your stuff yourself. Bet 110, call it $100. Bet 2, was it plus 124? guaranteed 834 if you bet $100. Obviously, up to you if that's worth it EV perspective or if you want to just take the cash. But we have the ability to make some money based on the Texans first half and the Broncos money line that was currently available. So you can always this is all free, by the way. Pick the odds. You can utilize all of these. Now you're going to have some caps on the free version. But with that being said, if I wanted to right now, I can take myself 834 just by timing the market properly and finding EV stuff. And yeah, bro, I appreciate every time you hop in. So shout out. And if you guys are in chat, make sure you hit that like button on YouTube. Also helps the channel grow. We've been seeing a great amount of growth in a very short amount of time. Like I've been streaming for a couple of months, but obviously baseball season, people were dead. Didn't have the short form and the long form type of content out. Was building it, honestly. Picking that plan so that when it did go live, it wasn't like, go live, do it for a couple weeks, and then, hit like a wall and be like, oh shit, like how do I keep it going? I have this planned through 2026. I have a ton of content in the pipeline. All right, so let's get back to it. We have the FanDuel 30% boost. We have the DraftKings 10% and the Sunday night. Let's start. I'm going to go back to Sunday night. So the market has faded I bet the under at 48. It went to 48.5. I don't think this is like a dead under game. I just think that they are two teams that do play more toward the under, but we're talking about such a high pricing point that I'm not shocked about what it would be. Shout out to Foss, bro. Intermediate plan. I'll pull this up quickly. Real quick to show you the pricing. Plans are going up as well tomorrow. I mean today actually at midnight. So definitely get in. He's on the intermediate, $80 a month. As you can see, free trial as well. 5 days. You want to get that going. No limits on ARB. EV limits at 8, which is like honestly like so fair. Because like yeah, you can find some 12%, some 15s that are actually good and not just smoke. But again, I just showed you how to make $8 in a second, and that's without even clicking the arbitrage screen and trying to find the arbitrage stuff as well. So you can very easily make 80 bones. Like this is the ARB just for a quick showcase. And honestly, like I have to like check out my phone quickly. Let's just find an ARB that is probably widely available. Doesn't matter what sport it is. Tonight, here's 2 right here. I don't know what 360. These are NBA props. So I'm just going to go $100. If you have 365 and DK, here is a free. I don't know if DK lets you get that down. So let me do 100 here, actually. Free $15. And on PTO, if I click this link right here, it'll pull up both of them. I don't have 365, but if you guys do, bet this. And Foss all pregame ED, which is amazing once you start getting it to live and ARB. But take a second, boys. Go load up your 365, load up your Heat game, load up your Sixers game, Lakers game, Nets game, and make yourself $15. Make yourself $15. Make yourself $15. Gotta get a quick text break. A text break on the streamer taking a text break while you guys make 15s. I think that's a fair trade off, and just for a like and a retweet, boys. I'll whore myself out for liking a retweet. One second here. Okay, just confirming. 3-leg boost. 15% on a 2-leg. So I want to go back to Commander Seahawks to find a 2-leg. Going to go some alternate lines there. In FanDuel, we have the 30% boost on anything. And that's that. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you guys follow the math here. Had, enough $200 in your DK, about $100 in your 365, and just made yourself 15 bones. You're going to have to wait until 11:30 tonight to get those realized, but hopefully you guys just made 15s for free. Hopefully they didn't move on them as well. Hopefully they were there. Let's go back to Commanders because I want to bet some alternate stuff here for this 2-leg parlay boost. Because if it's 2 legs only, I could just, what are the minimum odds? I guess 3-1. I would have to assume. 3-1. I want to get a bit crazy because I can see there being a lot of yards accumulated. I think this game is an under game because I think that Washington might struggle to score again. Though we have the Jaden Daniels passing touchdowns over, but again, that's just pricing taking over like my thoughts here. Let's see what we can get here on some alternate stuff like JSN. But obviously be high on like the totem pole, but he's already probably priced at what 90 yards. We have the Arroyo anytime as well. And the Walker first touchdown. JSN's probably already priced to the moon, so there is probably no value here on JSN. Ladders per se, bro, 98.5. It's so funny because it's just like it's right. It's priced. It might even be low, and that is crazy to say. I faded JSN against the Texans, blew over. Now against the Commanders, 98.5 receiving yard line. That is like vintage Reek numbers. And the thing is, it's not like, bro, like they're glazing. Like it's look at his receiving log and look at what the Washington Commanders allow. This is it makes so much freaking sense. I mean, we have the Arroyo leg at 5-1. Even let's see what it is at yeah, that's the problem. Like, so we bet this. What is I know there's already value on where is he? Walker. A Walker 2+, depending on the price, 11-1 here. I'm so interested in. So I'm going crazy with this just because it's a max bet of $10. And I do think that this is live. Like I would rather bet this at ESPN with a 13-1 here. I think Walker 2 is so doable. So I'm adding that as one leg. Because again, he's barely getting outsnapped by Charbonnet. And he's so much more explosive. But like a Kenny, like bro, I don't believe that he should be 115 with Walker being 165 like we saw before. It doesn't compute with me, honestly. I don't think that that's what it should be. On the Commander's side, it doesn't have to be touchdown. Like we could do some alternate receiving stuff or some rushing stuff. But that being said, I do think we see like a ton of pressure on JD, and JD has just not looked spry at any point this season so far. And like I know he's had the injuries, so it's like not I think long-term concerning. And honestly, I think for any year after watching what they had last year, that this year for them to like, you know, have all the injury luck and like kind of regress based on all the reasons why that was always going to happen, I'm not mad. Like I'm freaking JD5 is still my like Lord and Savior of football. He's an absolute dog. He's a top 10 quarterback, undoubtedly, definitely closer to the top 5 than like now than the 10. But it's okay that this year is going off the rails here. Passing TDs, we've got that 110 at MGM, which is still there, surprisingly, but I still love him. We bet this DK 105. It's not worth it. I don't want to go any alts. And Darnold. So if we go Darnold 2+, like Walker, we have 11. I don't know how this would be priced at because like Walker obviously is a running back. Curious. I'm adding it just to see the pricing. Yeah, I think that should be higher. The pricing correlation, because Walker can score in the air, but I think there should be like reverse correlation, actually more so priced in because of the fact that he's a running back and have him scoring 2 touchdowns. That'll obviously take away his ability to pass for 2 touchdowns. Like Seattle scoring 28 obviously isn't out of this world, that it's probably expected. I mean, you could check their team total and see. So I actually am curious what they're pricing both team totals at. See, I don't know. 24.5 is really where it's at. Some 25.5. So all in all, point of the story there being that not good enough pricing for what I saw for adding Darnold. But we have the 2+ for Walker, and on the Commander side, I'm going to do a touchdown. Haven't looked at any Commander touchdown pricing because I don't even think Bill is back to 150. I mean, this is EV off the rip. So this is probably just it right here, honestly, and not an overthink. TD score, Corey Crosby Merritt, 150. That is 25-1 with the boost, 28.75 for 2 Walker TDs and the Bill TD. I'm going to quickly keep looking, though, because that was the first thing we clicked. Treylon Burks is playing. We elevated him. I am monitoring. I'm just going to put this out here. Monitor this line throughout the course of the Sunday slate before lead up because I think that Treylon is actually like a very good fit for the Commanders' offense. How much he knows and understands TBD, but as the underneath kind of like Debo-esque player, obviously nowhere near as good. I think Treylon Burks honestly is going to provide some spark to Washington in the interim. We're talking about a guy who's obviously been kicked around, was a first round pick. We all know the lore behind Treylon Burks, but for whatever reason, I still believe in the talent, which is probably square as hell of me, and not because he just went to Washington. I was like, preaching him a bit before. Ertz pricing is horrible. Debo pricing, it's a FanDuel bet if you're betting it. Not DK though. Luke, nothing to circuit DVig from. Also Penny having the better odds there. And I couldn't check like a C-Rod McNichols. I have dove down the board for those kind of guys in the past to no avail. I think they're still overall like worthy of value. Jalen Lane, 550. Nah, I'm locking it in. Bill. So I max bet here. Tens. I'm in. Ken 2+, Bill anytime. Both legs. Kenny has EV with the boost. Best price there is actually 13-1 at ESPN for Kenny 2+ straight, which I actually do like. But then Bills was best price pregame EV, which we just saw. So locked and loaded. So we have a lot of Walker. Walker first, Walker anytime in LA, and now Walker 2+ in LA. So that's it for DK boosts. No, we have the 3-legger as well, bro. They're giving them out. 3-legger 10%. So we can use that, and we have the FanDuel. So we're gonna find some pricing, and where's a better place to find some automatic EV than the EV screen? Though we do DVig a lot from FanDuel, especially for props. And NBA, so obviously NBA started. I have not tuned in at all. I also have not made a filter for NBA, as you can see yet. Like the real move is just have like a 1 mega filter with everything, so you don't have to like be going back and forth and miss anything. You also have notifications, so you can be, doing your work, get a freaking notification, click a button, and bet things that have EV that pop up based on your like criteria. But NBA, I need to get my DVig going. I need to get some game honestly and see where to DVig from. I have the thoughts, but I know FanDuel's like really sharp in NBA. But have not got around to creating a filter just yet. We'll get there. Yeah, TVs. We're going back to the prop drawing board. Though value is value. I don't care where I'm getting it. This Arroyo is still hanging around. 10.6 now. Listen, we're in. If you have Betway, in Canada, get in, but seeing a lot of the same things just like not moving, like that Mostert. Yoshi Vash popping up now. ESPN 2-1. That's pretty solid, honestly. Bam Knight's still sitting there, though. It looks like it's gone at FanDuel. No, this actually just went up to 75. Well, this is 65. It's tomorrow. Jacoby also obviously playing. I think Jacoby is a massive upgrade. That's so sad to say, but I think it's true. Lamb unders for tomorrow. Not intrigued in tomorrow just yet. Though I obviously like to bet early, but like I feel like on Monday, this is just definitely some bias involved. I've gotten screwed on some prices I thought were good early in the week for the Monday game, and small sample should not be, waiting too many decisions on that. But the human in me is kind of saying like, no. That being said, at 365 here, I'd definitely be betting this Michael Wilson, even though Michael Wilson screwed me a few times, but that was with Kyler and Kyler's dog. Not seeing a bunch of new stuff popping up, which is unsurprising with the game starting not too long from now. Noah Gray, 134. I like the DDIG from FanDuel, but 135 actually at ESPN. With the 30% boost, we can potentially utilize that. Though I think with FanDuel, I'm better off going with some game lines because I know that they're sharper in props here. So let's see what we can come up with here, if anything. Alternate under there showing massive value and 32%. Damn. I have the over, so hopefully I'm not getting screwed there. That's showing up everywhere. Takaushi and profit 166, but it's a better price though. So I messed up my total. I have to my alternate totals. I have to fix that. Panthers first half ML. I mean, listen, if we're talking EV, what's up, Juan? Appreciate you hopping in, bro. Appreciate you hopping in. Tomorrow, we'll always be streaming. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, sometimes Friday, though. I'm trying to get Fridays to be more stable. It's just been a busy ass life the last 3 weeks or so, and it's never going to stop. But, you know, I have to make some time to get some more Friday streams going. Appreciate you hopping in, Juan. Hit that sub button and let's do it. So it's so ugly and it hurts my soul, and it's not probably going to hit. But with that being said, like, how am I going to ignore 5% EV? Dog, it's legit as could be. Second quarter, U 13.5 LAC. All right, let's go quick. Let's check this quick. Let's check this quick. Not a typo. I love the not a typo because so we've had a couple of times where I'm sure you're typing fast and we've got some overs, we met some unders, some unders met some overs, and it's the same price as the what we bet on the Patriots game, which overall I do think is good. So let's see. Second quarter, you have total. Second quarter. Even money. It's the same thing. Same exact bet as the Patriots bet, except in a different game. And let's see, did that move? If that's still in the slip, just out of curiosity here. So that's still there. Honestly, if both of them are still there, like that is like good for the boost. Honestly, I'm adding both of them to my slip right now on my phone, so I can bet that. Both of them. Falcons, Patriots, quarters. That's quarter props. I want. Where is it? Second quarter. Second quarter total under. Chargers, Titans. Second quarter under. Do we dare? Because we have 5% EV, which is obviously just the name of the game. Like, do we dare add that Panthers? That's definitely worth a bet. I'm going to use it in the boost, and I'm going to bet it straight. But I want to find one more game line for this. I want to find one more game line. Go big. Go big. I mean, bro, like that is where to go. It could have even moved. That was like over 3%. I gotta pause because we're moving here. If we miss a number because of pause, I'm not losing sleep over it. But alternate total under, I have the over, so I'm not betting that, even though there's the EV there. Atlanta plus 2.5. Alternate spread 17%. 175 at ESPN. Did I miss that? Yeah, I did. 24.9. See, this is what I'm saying. Where when you see 24.9, like odds are you fucked up, realistically. Market average is 154. With the boost, though, we're getting the same thing. And I do think Atlanta's a live dog. I'm adding that. I'm adding that alternate spread. And that's going to be the 3-legger on FanDuel with the boost. Annoying it's an alternate spread here, but only annoying in terms of building it. Not like it's like actually annoying from any other perspective than the fact that I don't have PTO on my phone. 158. I think they're live money line. With the boost, it's 969. I'm so greedy that I want 10-1. But with that being said, like why? Why do I care so much? Just add Packers money line and call it. just to be as square as could be. I'm just so greedy, unfortunately. Chargers first quarter, 130 to bookmaker and prime. Bookmaker 152. Prime 152 as well. Same exact price. So again, I know Prime is willing to take the sharp action, but seeing that they're the same exact price is a little bit of a head scratcher here. And there's more EV on this than Carolina first half. I'm adding that. We're going 4 legs. That's the lay here. We're getting derivative just because that's where there is value, and I'm not discriminating. It's not like I'm trying to get people to make sure that they could get my picks accordingly. That's not the goal here, as everybody here knows. First quarter spread, Chargers minus 130. It dropped to 118. Might have to hit this play button again just to see how that moved. It just dropped to 118. It was already the best price. So this is also good, like, learning, because I am first quarter spread. I'm looking at first quarter spread. It says 118 here. I'm looking at FanDuel. Like, I'll click the button here. Oh, that's Rams because I'm dumb. That's why. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's because it's the Los Angeles Rams first quarter spread, and that I actually am also intrigued by. So I'm adding that. Okay, I was gonna say, like, what did I miss? What was messed up? Who am I fooling? Nobody. I'm just fooling myself. Rams first quarter minus 2.5, minus 130. 13.95 with the legs being, again, under 13.5 first quarter. Second quarter total, Chargers Titans. Rams first quarter spread minus 2.5. Second quarter total under 13.5 in Falcons Patriots, and Falcons full game plus 2.5. Yes, it's not the 3, but that's where the EV is. And Falcons, I think, are absolutely live dogs. Let's see what my max boost is. I'm guessing it's $10 because that's what FanDuel's been giving me. Yep, it's 10. I'm in. Done. So we're officially tapped on FanDuel. There's a 3-leg DK parlay boost. I'm down to bet one more first touchdown if we find one, because we have 3. I like to bet 3 to 4. So, and we've been absolutely killing the first touchdowns, which is like, shout to PTO, realistically, for that. Boom. And the going back here, and the this is worth a straight, and this Chargers Titans, they're both worth straight bets as well. We already bet the straight. Hasn't moved, which is, to me, a bit of a case study, I guess we'll say, on some of this stuff. To be honest, it's a bit of a learning experience here. Quick pause, because again, we're seeing 33s, 25s. Like, that to me is just no way that those are real. I gotta adjust. Pittsburgh first quarter here, 2.9%. Plus 142 to all of these books. 118, 130. This is definitely worth it as well. Pittsburgh first quarter derivative. Denver first half, again, we were able to find an ARB if you wanted it there. Vegas alt spread looking like 3.5, showing value still 2.7%. 2.6. So there are a lot of game lines. And again, compounding game lines with bigger limits at smaller edges will compound just as quickly. So definitely worth looking at. So let me scroll back up because these are all intriguing. I'm gonna bet right now where to go. I'm not betting their money line, but I am gonna bet their first quarter. Pittsburgh first quarter. I'm loading that up right now. We have the boost, actually. This is I know we're betting derivatives here. That's obviously not a problem because we're just trying to find value, like I've been saying. I'm betting that straight and keeping it in my slip and building out the rest of that lay here. So first quarter, where is it? I hate how first quarter props. No, I want game lines. Quarter, no, where is it? They hiding this shit for me. Quarters, there we go. First quarter, Pittsburgh 142. It's available, 2.9% EV. I just bet it. Keep picking bet slip because we have that boost, and this is a good start. This is a good start. Now we're Houston second half spread. No. Arizona, that's tomorrow. Okay, beautiful. Drake London first TD and ESPN 13-1. Yeah, absolutely. We love that as well. I think we're going to lock that in, but I want to build out this DK ship before it moves because I am more confident that DK will move on this. And I love that London. I love that London. That could easily be our fourth and call it. Um, Again, Aurora, we bet. Let's see if there's any props we can quickly. Bam Knight for tomorrow. I'm not buying that. Also not buying a lamb under for tomorrow yet either. See, not a ton here at DK from a prop perspective, clearly. I might have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is no big deal. But let's look at that London quickly, because that could just be it right there. Because I do love that as well, Faust. And we looked at it earlier. Yep, 13-1, circa 11-1, 950. Gotta go to any time to pull it up, but let's lock that in. That's Caesar. It's not ESPN. Oh my god, ESPN 210 best price 365. Actually, some value there as well. Tyler Warren first TD 950. As somebody who just bet Steelers first quarter spread, I'm laying off that, but probably bad process for me to lay off. But I see the vision. Absolutely see the vision. London first touchdown. It's total. There it is. Beautiful 13-1. Absolutely bettable. Absolutely. 12-1 at DK for those who have DK only, which ideally you don't. Ideally you have as many books as possible so you can capitalize on everything. Falcons, Patriots, TD scores, Drake London first. Okay. Now it's back to building that Steelers, this parlay here. Look at negative hold percentage and liquidity at Novig. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely the way to do it. Absolutely. As we see there, this fits that bill to a T. It absolutely does. Let's see. Quarters. First quarter Steelers was 142. Okay. What was I looking for? What was I looking for on my computer? All right, confusing myself. I don't know what's going on. Let's see what we can find again, DK, because we have this boost that we can use. If we don't use it, not the end of the world here. Yeah, there's Packers. I mean, I could see Love. Where's Matthew Golden? I think it might be an anytime spot for Golden, honestly. Get his first career tutty. 14-1 ESPN again. No big liquidity, not a ton either way, but 14-1 for Golden first. I actually like that a lot. Let's see what anytime is. 240, 250, circa nothing, but 235. I like Golden anytime. I do. I'm adding that to this DK parlay. And first, I'm still debating. I bet that London, by the way, Faust. So we're locked in there together. First touchdown. I like Golden anytime. And Saints, Seahawks, Commanders, we already have a bunch. 49ers, Giants, we have a bunch. We have sprayed the board, but all EV, so we're not just doing it for the sake of doing it. Rome, we saw terrible prices, right? Yeah. I mean, the Circa at least. That again, like I said, if I were in a Circa state, I would even bet that. Even though I do trust Circa as a source of truth for touchdowns, I would bet that realistically. Yoshi Voss, no. 49ers, Giants. Let's go back to Kittle. I forgot what his deal was from a pricing perspective. 150 at Circa. So the answer is not what's like Wandale? So I really don't trust the 49ers secondary, as nobody should. 210. Same price at FanDuel, 220 at DK. I have to look at touchdowns either. So this is receiving yards for Wandale. Looks low for seeing already alternate lines at 30. 40 plus, 222 here, 215 at Caesars. Oh, he's getting priced pretty solidly at 50%, realistically. LeQuint Allen at 100 to 1 hope and prayer first TD. That's worth throwing a few bucks. No debates for me, man. LeQuint Allen. We bet some ETN under rush attempts. So hopefully LeQuint, the pass catching third down back, gets involved there. So we have in this lay, we have currently Pittsburgh first quarter, Golden anytime. Haven't bet any lines, Vikings. What's Gibbs? It's probably ridiculously. This game being with such a high total and having a game where we don't really have any action into me is a bit egregious. What am I doing? Even though Gibbs is definitely going to be chalked to oblivion, I would have to assume. 185 to the 190. Consider we have plus money odds and everything else. I'm locking in Gibbs. Call me freaking crazy, but I'm locking in Gibbs in part of this lay. It is EV. It's 167 with the boost of 1284. See what the max bet is. Okay. I locked it in. So Steelers first quarter money line, Golden anytime, and Gibbs anytime, plus 1284 with the boost. So we are officially boosted out. We have 4 first touchdowns. I'm interested, though, in Golden first. I know it's like obviously unlikely, but I think he's been getting peppered and I think he's been getting peppered. I'm going back to that Golden quickly. What's like first touchdowns here? Like I know the OC of the Lions mentioned that he needs to get Jameson Williams the ball more, and he took the blame himself. He said, like, I'm not getting Jamo the ball. I'm botching. Jameson Williams needs the football. 12 to 1 here at ESPN. Again, very intriguing. Let's see, Gibbs. It's going to be hilarious to see how bad Gibbs' pricing is, but I'm always curious. 325, 4 to 1. I mean, it's Jameer freaking Gibbs, man. I'm going back to this Panthers Packers. I think I'm locking in Golden. We'll go with 5 first touchdowns today. Why not? Normally, we don't bet a first for Sundays together, for Sunday nights, I should say. But we have that, so that'll be our 5th. We normally bet 3 to 4 together, so I don't think we're throwing unnecessary darts at the board. I think we're doing the thing. We're doing it right. Golden 14 to 1. Have to go any time to get it up, but I'm in. Golden's my last one here. The rookie, the scores first, not deep linking me. Good thing I have ESPN open already. For the London 13 to 1. And let's see, NFL. Where is he? I'm blind. Where is our beautiful Packers? Panthers 4-4, Carolina Panthers. Shout out to the Panthers TD scorer, first touchdown scorer, Matthew Golden. Watson's 14 to 1 too. That's like a bit interesting, honestly. Obviously, we're taking a dart here, but that's it for me there. That's it. Beautiful. All right, so let's go back to PTO. Let's look at the rest of the market again, even though we locked in. 12 to 1 FanDuel being the next best price, which I don't love, like the D-Vig from FanDuel, but I'm also, not losing sleep over that being the difference there. Matthew Golden. Beautiful. Watson's also 2 to 1 at 12 to 1 at FanDuel for whatever that is worth. But boom, beautiful. So let me read through everything that we bet so far. I'll take one last look through both screens. Then we'll get ready to go here. So we bet a ton of shit. Bear with me here. So on Wednesday stream, I took, and we won on Thursday. Thursday was a 3-point, I have it written down, 3.05 unit plus on Thursday, which is beautiful. I have Cincinnati money line plus 140, Niners minus 2.5, Denver money line, Pittsburgh Indy over 50, KC Buff over 51.51.5. I wrote 51.1, obviously 51.5. Washington, Seattle under 48. Now for today, we have Elijah Arroyo anytime, 5-1. Texans first half spread plus 110. Texans first half minus 0.5. Woody Marks first touchdown 11-1. We have QJ over 3.5 receptions, Travion under 13.5 rush attempts, JD 5, 2+ passing touchdowns, and Bo Nix 2+ passing touchdowns, all straight. And we parlayed them plus 26.53 at MGM. We have Rams alternate first half spread minus 9.5. QJ first touchdown. Caesars touchdown boost. We have Rice, Hunt, JSN, McCaffrey plus 1047 with the boost. That's pre-boost, so plus a 10% boost on that, or 25% boost, excuse me. We have Kenny Walker first touchdown. We have DraftKings Ghost Leg Parlay, Kenneth Walker, Jackson Dart, Xavier Worthy. ETN under 13.5 rushing attempts. Falcons, Patriots under 13.5 second quarter total. Bill touchdown parlay with Walker, 2+ touchdowns, 28.75 on DK. FanDuel boost, we have Falcons plus 2.5 alternate spread. Falcons, Patriots under 13.5 second quarter total. Chargers, Titans second quarter total under 13.5. Rams first quarter spread minus 2.5. We also bet the Chargers Titans first half spread money line. Then we have what we just bet: DraftKings boost, Steelers first quarter money line, Matthew Golden anytime, Jahmyr Gibbs anytime, Matthew Golden first touchdown, and Drake London first touchdown. So an absolutely massive slate today, boys. Shout out to everybody who was on stream today. Again, do this shit for you guys. So I really appreciate everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. It really goes a long way. And subscribe and share. Tell your boys that we have some great stuff going on. Watch on X, follow at GoBetSmart. That's much appreciated. Also, shout out to Pick the Odds. I have a link under in the description YouTube. Try it for free. Use the free version. Get some free ARBs, get some free EV, and then decide if you want to continue on from there. Have amazing content. If you're watching on X, go to YouTube, follow at GoBetSmart on X. Subscribe, I should say. We have some amazing content coming out. Dropped an amazing video yesterday. Have another one on the docket this week. Another 3 planned for this month. And of course, short form, 3 to 7 times a week. So put some money today, boys. I'll be back on stream tomorrow. We'll be recapping regardless, and I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you all. Have a good one.